I'm about to review the most intimidating car in the world, the Nissan GT-R. Not because of its awesome performance, but because I'm about to launch my opinion into the internet where millions of rabid GT-R fanboys are going to cut up everything I say if I don't deify their beloved Godzilla. The car, I think I can handle it. The helmet, it's to fend off the haterade, the verbal spring coming off the back of a Braun F1, if you will. This is FLDetours. Let's go. To prepare for the GT-R, I read all the reviews. I'm sure you have too. And most of them were high-speed work, racetrack stuff. We can't do that. So we're going to look at what's the real deal with this car in the real world. Is this the greatest street car ever? Or is it so powerful it's useless? But like a handgun, where if you just wave it around, it makes the statement you want. The GT-R has all the tools you need. Things like carbon fiber drive shaft, carbon diffuser, aero under tray. For 2010, new, more rigid race car-like brake lines for better brake pedal feel. New launch control software, launches at a lower RPM. It's a warranty thing, but it still works. So one of the things that crossed my mind was comparing this car to the 370Z Nismo. And here are the differences. 500 pounds more for the GT-R, 10 inches shorter wheelbase for the Z car. A real manual transmission in the Z is double clutch, really automatic in the GT-R. But the difference is 8 pounds for every horsepower in the GT-R versus the Z having to push 9.4. From a torque standpoint, 9 versus 12 plus. So bigger is better, the GT-R is a quicker car. For 2010, plus 5 horsepower, plus pounds-feet of torque on the engine. But you know what? The numbers on this car have always been a myth from day one. So I think they're talking about the plus numbers just to plus the MSRP, which by the way is another myth thanks to dealer markups. For 2010, they redid the suspension, softer springs, revalved shocks for a better ride on the road. Doesn't affect the handling of this car, and actually it works a little better on rough pavement, so it's a good thing for the real world. When it comes to handling, this thing clings like stripper glitter. But like that lap dance with Diamond or Cherry or whatever, you get all the moves, but there's no feeling, no emotion. And that's the thing with this car. It's kind of detached. It's a clinical, get the job done piece of equipment that performs exceptionally great. To be blunt, this car does have less road feel than a lot of other cars. It's kind of like driving a video game because I'm using visual clues to figure out how to make this car do its thing. And that's probably why all the computer controls kick in here and why I shouldn't be touching the VDC button. I don't want to go off warranty or off road. Comes with its own pit crew. Literally, if there's ever a mechanical problem and you take it to a Nissan dealership, the dealer's required to contact Nissan, the factory, and they either send out or put an engineer on your case to monitor and help you with the repair. Bottom line, I'm using maybe 25% of this car in the real world. Clarkson says 10%, guess that makes me better. This thing's a handgun. You can't use it, you just wave it around to get the effect you want and shout to the crowd, there's a new sheriff in town and his name is Reggie Hammond. Or in this case, GT-R. But you know what? Like the movie 48 Hours, it's okay to scare the rednecks, or as I call them, Corvette owners. How can you not take a GT-R and drive it fast on a track? So 5 stolen cones later, we have the Derrick Ring, our own racetrack. The white belt hell, here we go. So you may be wondering how I get to test drive the GT-R. I don't think it was a suit racing thing. You know, you guys accuse me of being a little boring and kind of clinical. Well, frankly, that's the GT-R. It just gets down to business and gets the job done. Maybe we got a little in common. This thing strips like... I thought there was a cop. You got me worried.